Beautiful morning out here at the river house. Look at that snow line. We just dodged it. So, somebody had commented about wanting to see what this looks like in the daylight, and I have to agree because I haven't seen it in the daylight. But here we are. There she sits. Here's the area that's all cleaned out. This right in through here will eventually be the pass-through road, and it'll probably come at that elevation, skim across and go up. So this will end up being in a bit of a hole, but I don't care. Cleaned out along this edge, not particularly well, but again, I didn't particularly care that much. This is all bedrock right in through here. What I would like to do is stash my crap. I need to get it out of the way anyways. You know, it sure as heck wasn't worth anything. We kind of crushed this. I mean, it was worth literally nothing, but it's not useful, right? So it's here. It's in no real worse condition than when I first picked it up. Dropped out some of the rat nests from it. And I forgot completely it had a loft, and I never emptied it. Well, that's fine. I think that this, when they're using it as a mine, because there's all sorts of MSHA documents and things, and it's got power to it. I don't know, 20 amps out here to it. Well, not anymore. I think they used it, and it's all insulated. Everything is insulated, and you can see where the floor was dropped out of it. I suspect this was a heated room, and either it's not big enough and it's not dirty enough for there to have been saws in here, but I think that this building used to sit over the wellhead. I think it used to sit over the wellhead. The wellhead would be in like some corner somewhere, and then they could run the pumps, and the guys would warm up and change in here. That is my suspicion as to what this building was actually used for. I'm going to use it for the storage of crap. Yeah. Yeah, we squished the corners a little bit. But there was a hell of a lot of leverage on it. Look at that one. And we broke up the bottom a little bit. It was free. Beautiful day. Look at that water. So green. And the flathead always looks like it's flowing this direction, but actually it's going that way. Cool. So what I would like to do is start getting this garbage relocated. You know, I think I'll have to level it some, but I'm gonna stick the fuel tank, I think, right here. You know, if I ever do get it, that's that standard oil tank. If I ever do get it all fixed up and usable, then it'll be easy enough to fill right there. And I got big long pallets for that tin. We'll get that tin up off the ground, and then yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, I've got scrap steel and it has some value, but it's not enough to bother hauling. So I think we'll make this the scrap steel well right in here and just start stacking it up. Who knows, behind the shed something. I'm pleased. So I got fuel for the equipment and the backhoes and whatnot. I'm gonna go get those all fueled up. I even sprung for the non-ethanol. Youch. But I assume she'll appreciate it. And we'll start moving. We'll start moving a crap ton of junk over here. And this is that junk. It's so spread out, it makes it look more than it is, although there's a couple of scoops of it over there. just odds and ends, bips and bobs or whatnot. And the scrap steel pile. And so, as I've said before, where the dump truck is sitting is I don't know, 18 inches high. Obviously on the other side of it it's low, so that needs to come down. And then this wall squared up across here, so there's a fair bit of material in through there. We got to get a line from that power box up on top and a line from that wellhead through. Now I've probed this and found out that, see that rock shelf comes down through there. So right here at the wellhead, it's 18 inches maybe. 18 inches of dirt. So we got to lift it. So get some well casing, 2 feet of it or whatnot, 3 feet of it, weld it up on top of that casing, and then bury it. So this level, right, will come through here, a little about knee high, and tie in over there. It means eventually this road will have to get relocated slightly sideways, but that's not a big deal. I've just got sewer pipe I've either scrounged or been given. This is the 5-inch duct stuff. This is the leftover from running the dust collection system in the shop. That's the stove I ripped the top out of. You know, some of this stuff is just, we used to turn these old tires into mirrors, basically like that, and sell them, but it's one of those ideas that just never worked in practice as well as it did in my head. Got burl logs out here, wooden box and random tire chains, an adjustable hospital bed, which seems like a stupid thing to have. When I start building the house, I'm going to put a platform on it, and then it can be a workstation table that we can roll around, and you can jack it up so you can, you know, you can lower it or raise it to be an outfeed table, or lift it to be scaffolding, low scaffolding, something like that. Anyways, it was free. I ended up with 4 of them. I scrapped the rest. There's pieces of it over there. There's just junk. So it's a mess, but it's not actually a very large quantity. It's just scattered hither and yon. I also need to scrounge up the tires that I'm saving for, and these are spare tires for the army trailer, and back behind the truck, spare tires for the backhoe. Those all need to go underneath the house and just stick them up in the crawl space. You know, as long as they're out of the sun, they'll last basically forever. That's a base to an engine crate. The top of the engine crate's over the wellhead down there. Another engine crate base. Yeah, nice. Hey, you want to see where all the dirt went? So we're up here on the landing. I've already taken and thrown, I don't know, 2/3 of it over the bank before I ran out of fuel. House is right up there. And we've cleaned this off. Back into this rock wall. Back into this rock wall right here. And the idea, you know, the house will be right up there, so park trucks and trailers or campers, something like that. I ended up putting a layer of silt on top of this because I could no longer get up and down the road. I got a bunch of it stacked behind the excavator. Could no longer get up and down the road and dump it down there, so I didn't put it up here, but whatever. Pretty a nice flat base. I'll put crushed over it. And so most of this stuff got thrown in right down in there to sort of widen out this area. You know, this whole project's just been like these little puzzle games, right? Where you got to make room for the pieces, and this is a big part of it. None of this existed. This is 30 feet of fill right here. So none of this existed. This is the house hole. This is clearing that bank. It's clearing this bank, and now down there where that shed is. And the idea is to create room to move those puzzle pieces around. And it's starting to go faster. You know, when we first got up here, it was so tight. Everything was so tight. But now it's starting to move faster because you can move. I mean, when I get this cleaned off, I'd be able to turn a 30-foot trailer around up here. That's amazing. I'd be hovering out in the air. So, all right. Let's get on this. Success. I can tell you this hasn't been cleaned out since the 1990s. At least that's what it says on Google Maps. I took some scoops out of here, add them to my giant pile. Nothing else I can do with them. I took an exploratory scoop right here. I hit bedrock. I knew it was down there. I just thought it was going to be a little farther away. Now that doesn't mean the lens protector just fell off. Something else to fix. That doesn't mean that there isn't a deep channel of bedrock right in, or a deep channel of dirt right in through there. that I can put my water line through, but I think we all know there isn't. I had budgeted for 18 inches. I had not budgeted for 36. Well, I know where a lot of my dirt's going to go. It's going to go backfilling all this. And it's going to hide the good bottom portion of my rock wall. Guess I don't have to worry about it pushing out, huh? Yay, more work for me. So anyways, done. Well, let's go see where I stacked it. I'd very much like to just keep working, but I got an upset phone call, and Danny and Shay are having mother-son disagreements. She feels there's not an adequate amount of Christmas enthusiasm in the air, and that's wrecking it for her. No doubt this is part of it. She often feels I'm a workaholic, as she said. And I point out how hard her dad and my dad have worked their entire lives, and that's why they can enjoy what they can enjoy, and that if you want any of this on a single income school teacher's salary, you are dreaming. Which is why I worked a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs, and then in the summer we ran the company, although this summer we're going to build. Anyways, here's what I got stacked. It's still all garbage, but it's organized garbage. So there's the roofing tin that is mine hoarding. So that was on the upper roof of a mine. It was actually screwed up to the ceiling so that the water, I guess, would run off certain components as opposed to just flowing down in. And that's why it is so deeply rusted and pitted. You can't simulate that kind of rustic. I got my crab tote. My grandfather fished out of the ocean, well, it washed up, and he flipped it over and got the sand out and got her back home. And that's where I store my fuel cans. I got my Standard oil tank right there. I actually rotated it around so that the Standard oil was out, because why not, right? It's not like it's going undercover, so if it's not going undercover and it's going to keep rusting away, I might as well see it. Ended up with some extra pallets. Here is the building. I laid down pallets for floor. I got all the parts of the enamel stove. You know, you can. I mean, because it's a burl grain enamel, so you can't put it back on. It's not like a white enamel, a solid enamel. So I'll never be able to undo, but maybe I can straighten the metal. That's alright, I didn't have use for it anyways. That is a smelting kiln that we picked up but have never done anything with. But it's letting it sit outside. I mean, the refractory cement is soaked. It's probably already ruined, but I know if it sat outside longer it would be. So you can sit here and dry. I'm going to get mice under the floor. I laid down some wood. I'll put some more plywood pieces down. Because I'm going to get mice under the floor, I'm going to get rattlesnakes under the floor. And I have a live and let live interpretation with those guys. If they want to come out here and eat some stuff, that's fine. And then if I catch them out and about, I'll relocate. Scrap steel, all that ductwork. I mean, in theory that's scrap too, but I'm almost certainly going to pull my dust collection system out of the current place when we leave, and so you know, why give up a whole bunch? I mean, a whole bunch. I think just 4 sticks of 5-inch line. Why give that up? I can use it. I probably should have used the excavator and cleaned this bank more, but you know, none of this crap matters. None of this crap matters. But there it is. Bunch of TVs. If we ever get back to blowing stuff up on blue smoke, and that's assuming we ever stop getting flagged and actually get paid for it again. Someday I'll have free time to do that kind of crap for my own entertainment, but not for a while. Hey, there aren't many people in the world that have got a pipe rack that looks like that. But I do. So, yeah. I'm going to knock off early. I was going to move some fuel into the machines and then move the rest of that dirt and flatten it back out, but I'll knock off early here. You know, I still need to cover that, and I still need to pull all the batteries out for the winter. I want to daisy chain them all together and then leave a charger on them, so maybe I have a little less battery loss. But I'm going to call it a day, and who knows, I'll swing in the gas station and pick up her favorite adult libation and maybe some peppermint schnapps and make some adult hot chocolate, and we can all sit and watch a Christmas movie or whatnot. Just life. Hey, I don't really know why you guys care and continue watching, but it makes my heart happy, and I hope you had a good time. And look at this beautiful backdrop. That's what it's all about. Reclaiming a mind, taking something ugly, making it pretty, making it my own. And we'll put the land back together at the same time, and grow some trees, and bring in some critters, and just try to make the world suck a little less. Thanks for watching me neatly stack my crap.